JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 14th of June 2022. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so excuse me guys. Okay, so before we jump into the charts, as always, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD brokers.com website, and specifically the market news and analysis page, which is updated on a daily basis. So I believe you can find it quite useful. So guys, so yeah, check it out there. Now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I'm going to pick up here is Nikkei 225, and look at this, guys. Boom, the index continued to slide, and of course the main slide kind of happened during the US session on the futures market. So the Nikkei futures did decline heavily, and as you can see here, we basically, I would say, managed to reach our target. So we just kind of fell shy by a few points, but hey, you know, this will take that as a good result. Now the question here is, can this upside line continue to provide good support? If it can, then yes, we could see a nice rebound. However, if it fails to do so, then yes, a break of this upside line may open the door towards lower levels, and we could start aiming for this highlighted territory that I am still keeping an eye on here on my chart. As you can see here, this has been running here for quite a while. But that's going to be my next target. This area is between the 25,688 and the 25,775 levels. So yep, basically if we break the upside line, then yes, I will consider a bit of a move to the downside here, a further move to the downside. At the moment, we're seeing a nice rebound here. Let me just remove this line. I think that it's better to mark now the current low of today, or actually the lowest point of today. Today's trading session. I mean, the index is already closed, so so yeah, we had a nice rebound from this 26,358 level. If you're looking for something to the upside, guys, well, basically, let me make a few adjustments here. So first of all, we'll get rid of this upside line, no longer needed. This arrow has to be adjusted like this as well. And to be honest, my upside scenario would come on a break of this, well, not only this highlighted territory, but also on a break of this downside line, because at the same time we would be placed above the 21-day and the 100-day EMA. Of course, we'll see how it plays out. Maybe the 200-day EMA could approach this later on, this downside line later on. But yeah, let's not rush into anything for now. Like I said, let's keep an eye on this whole area right here. Like I said, mission accomplished for me on this one. Now I'm gonna see where it's gonna end up breaking out. I get it, it might trade for a while here in between these two trend lines, but to be honest, I'd rather be safe than sorry. Shanghai Composite. So a good attempt to move lower, and yes, it is in the red, still trading in the red. But this is the thing. So today it dropped below all of these both of these two these trend lines, and also it fell below that 3,210 territory, or actually more of 3,211 territory, which I spoke about yesterday. And yep, we quickly drifted back above it, back above all of these trend lines. So that's quite interesting. I mean, it could be quite interesting for the bulls, because at the moment, yep, there is still hope that the bulls could recover here and could push higher, maybe, but still I would prefer to see a push through this highlighted territory for the upside, of course. And if we do clear, if we do clear that area, then yeah, I will go for some higher levels. For the downside, I would like to see a drop below that 3,211 territory right here. I would like to see the index staying below it, and then, yep, I'll get a little bit more excited with further declines. Now jumping into Nasdaq 100. So look at this beautiful decline, guys, and everything's kind of worked out nicely here. Yesterday I talked about this index, and I said that, well, keep your eyes on it. Because if we drop below the highlighted territory, and actually we were already below that highlighted territory, I said that keep your eyes on the lowest point of May, which is near that 11,512 territory. If we drift through it, then, well, I mean, we could see further declines. And at the moment, just to see what's happening here on the cash index right now, we'll see that the price is trading at around 11,490 levels. So in other words, we're still below the lowest point of May, guys. If we continue to trade below it, I'll continue aiming to the downside. My next target here is the lowest point of November of 2020, near the 10,957 territory. Of course, before that, we do have that psychological 11,000 mark, but just in case, like I said, if that gets broken, then keep your eyes on that 10,957 level. A quick update actually on a Nasdaq Composite, similar story, but basically I just wanted to show you that if you remember a week ago I was talking about this potential idea of seeing a diamond shaped pattern here. Well, again, as I said before, and well, as I said at that time, that such patterns tend to be reversal signals, and to be honest, it worked out. Yeah, look at this. I mean, however, it didn't work out ideally, because what I said previously, then, that I will kind of ignore this pattern, no, mainly stick to these levels here instead, because we were at that time in this little range. So basically, why I'm picking up on this right now is just I want to show you that sometimes probably you need to kind of be a little bit more patient, and this is probably I'm telling to myself right now here, because yes, it did violate this pattern here, for example, on the 7th of June, but then you can see here it drifted a little bit higher, it kind of wiggled around here, and then yep, it sold off on the 9th of June. So either way, guys, I mean, still, you know, if you're not comfortable of taking such risks like here, still the idea here of a little range here still worked out. So so yeah, it's just that the diamond pattern here was a little bit an extra confirmation that it might actually break out to the downside here through this little range that we had. So just wanted to run this by you. Dow Jones Industrial Average also on a steep decline. Look at this, guys. I mean, we are falling heavily. And yeah, the index drifted lower, even dropped below the lowest point of May, near the 30,636 territory right here. So it stayed below it. The cash index is actually climbing back up right now, so we are back above this hurdle. It's still quite interesting for the sellers, or should I say, could be still interesting for the sellers, especially if something like this remains. So if we continue to trade below that 31,228 territory, which is the low of the 12th of May here, as you can see. This, although the lowest point of May is here, Still, the this hurdle here, this 31,228, shows that neither of the bodies of these daily candles were able to remain below it. So we only had these kind of wicks here. We had these tails. So so that's why this level is still quite an important one for me. In terms of the upside, if you're looking for some higher levels, now this whole area right here will be somewhat of a neutral one for me, but if we start drifting back above this area somewhere around here, above this 32,000 mark, now that's where we could get a little bit more excited with the upside. Now jumping into the German Index Dax, and look at this, guys. We drifted lower, and yesterday I was kind of hoping maybe to see a bit of a retracement. However, well, it didn't happen. It just kind of started falling straight through, and yeah, we found some support near the lowest point of May, near the 13,380 zone. The cash index is trading at around 13,593 right now, so we are seeing now this little corrective move higher, and again, what I'm going to keep an eye on here is this little hurdle, this 13,679 territory marked by the low of the 19th of May. Some of these levels have to be adjusted. Let me just put this here. I think that this is going to be more appropriate, like this. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to keep an eye on this whole area right here, and if we do remain below that 13,679 territory, then another slide here could be possible. For the upside, well, I have to adjust a few things here as well, because I think that some of these levels no longer are valid. This has to go as well. I mean, well, okay, I'll keep this barrier for now, but I think that mainly it's better to, keep an eye on some of these. So basically, if you're looking for some upside, then at least wait for a push back above this upside line taken from the low, the 7th of March of this year. If you do climb above it, then yeah, there is a chance for the buyers to step in here, and maybe depending on how we're going to trade, maybe we could also climb above the 21-day EMA, and basically all that could play out nicely. So jumping into DXY, and well, there we go, guys. I mean, we managed to reach the 105 territory yesterday. We managed to overshoot it as well, and yeah, we went further north and almost reached the 105.41 level. I talked about that level yesterday, guys, and if I jump into a monthly chart, you'll see that this is the inside swing low of the 2nd of September of 2002. So if we are looking for some upside here, then yes, I would say this way. As long as we remain above that 105 territory right here, which is the kind of the highest point of May, if we just continue to trade above it, then yes, there is still hope for this index to drift north. If we start dropping below this 105 territory, I'm not saying that I'm going to be becoming very kind of bearish or something, no, but there could be an opportunity for maybe a larger correction to the downside. Now jumping into gold, and look at this, guys. I mean, huge sell-off yesterday. Gold drifted nicely southbound, and well, we broke the upside line. Yesterday, when I was talking about gold in my video, we were still kind of hanging around here, somewhere near that 1858 level, and wow, look at this, guys. I mean, how kind of the second half of the day just shifted, and well, turned around, and we drifted nicely to the downside. Initially, we were kind of hanging around this upside line, but then yeah, the seller stepped in and kept on pushing and pushing the commodity lower. Now, what I'm looking at here is this 1828 territory, where we're currently finding some resistance. Now, if we manage to climb and stay above it, maybe I could consider a larger correction here to the upside. We could maybe test that 1840 level right here, and then we will take it from there. But if we struggle with this 1828 territory straight away, then well, guys, maybe this could lead to some further declines. And of course, keep your eyes on DXY as well. Wti Oil, this one is, yeah, so basically it made a move. Yesterday I talked about this one and I said that we could see this one maybe correcting a little bit lower here. Well, we did get that nice correction to the downside. We tested this area near the 117.64 and we rebounded from it, and we're now pushing to the upside. So what I'm looking at here right now is I'm looking at this 123.15 level marked by the current highest point of June, and if we clear that one, this will confirm a forthcoming higher high, potentially attracting more buyers into the game. However, we would like to see the commodity staying above this hurdle, and then we could aim for that highest point of March near the 129.42 levels right here. Jumping into Bitcoin, guys. Of course, the big news is around Bitcoin right now, and well, I mean, look at this. So yesterday, if you remember, I talked about this idea of maybe seeing this one as a possible falling wedge pattern, and I think that we need to kind of scrap that for now, or we need to redraw this a little bit. So maybe let's see if this is going to work out or not. Basically, for now, yes, it's looking quite. It's looking quite bearish, to be honest. But if we consider such a bearish, yeah, a falling wedge pattern, then yeah, could work out. So, in other words, guys, for now, basically, let's not focus mainly on this idea of a falling wedge. I do understand that there's a lot of crypto enthusiasts who are wishing this one that it could go higher, but at the moment, guys, it's on a slide. And to be honest, if you remember, I talked about this and I said that my next target in general is around this hurdle here, this highest point of 2017. If you remember that first big rally, that level is around the 1990, just 19,900, something like that, around here. So if we're not far from it, guys, and if you remember a while ago I was talking about this idea, and so far it seems to be working out. So my question now is to see where we're gonna go next, and if we can actually end up testing that area. Well, let's wait and see. Jumping into AUD, NZD, jumping into a few pairs, guys. So one of my favorite pairs. Look at this. I mean, we're seeing a nice rebound from this upside support line taken from the low of the 26th of May. So everything's looking quite nice here. I would say yes, there is some positivity. However, I would prefer to wait for a move maybe back above this 1.1111 territory right here, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. All this area right here above this upside line, but below the 1.1111 territory might be a little bit tricky for me. So, and yeah, I'm not saying that I'm going to be very bearish, no, because for me the downside, I will start considering the downside somewhere from around here, from this 1.1028 zone right there. USD JPY, so yesterday, look at this. I mean, this is very, very annoying, but at the same time very interesting, because yesterday I talked about this 134.4748 zone, which continued to provide resistance, and well, it did exactly that. So we did overshoot it yesterday, but the body of this daily excuse me, guys, the body of this daily candle remained still below it. So we're now breaking this upside line. This is going to be quite interesting to see actually if this is not going to be just a temporary kind of correction up here before a slide. Well, let's wait and see, because first of all I need to get rid of this upside line, because it got violated, but now the question is, will it actually work out or not? So that way I can actually keep an eye on this barrier, the 135.16, and if you remember, I talked about that level. The 135.16 is the highest point of 2002, guys. So we are here. We're not far from that area. Can we see a break above it? Well, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see, because at the moment I'm still somehow monitoring this hurdle, this 134.48 zone, because I'm curious if this is not gonna, like I said, if this is during, let's say, during today's day, it's not gonna drift back down and stay below it. If it stays below this 134.48, then maybe, yeah, we could consider a bit of a retracement. USD CAD, we're seeing already some retracement here, because, well, this 1.2896 territory played out perfectly. Yesterday I talked about this and I said that this is going to be my next target, and well, we managed to reach that, the high of the 18th of May. So this is where we're currently seeing a bit of a hold up, and if you're looking for some higher levels, well, probably you're now going to follow my thoughts here, and yep, you'll see that I'll be waiting for a nice good move, a strong move above this 1.2896 territory, and I would like to see the daily candle staying above it. At the moment we might see a bit of a retracement. So if we draw a Fibonacci, so we can see that, for example, there is still room for a 23.6% retracement on the Fibonacci here, and that would be somewhere near that 1.2810 zone. So keep that in mind. But again, like I said, let's see how this is going to play out. GBP USD, very quickly on this one. So we drifted nicely to the downside, obviously, and yesterday when I talked about this pair, I said that if we drop and stay below the 1.2329 territory, my next target is the area right here near the 1.2162, and just to show you what that level was in the past, that was the low of the 22nd of May of 2020. So we managed to clear that area as well, and currently we're kind of violating this, we're not really respecting this hurdle, but I would say this way, that maybe if we somehow drift back down and stay below this hurdle, then yeah, I'll continue aiming to the downside. If we stay above it, maybe there could be a bit of a larger correction here to the upside. In general, with higher levels, I would say if you're looking for slightly higher levels, then a push above this, back above this 1.2329 territory might do the trick, and we could aim for that downside line, taken from the high of the 21st of February of 2022. Well, this year, of course. But again, all this area for me will be somewhat of a neutral one, so I'm just going to be observing the price action. GBP JPY, so beautiful rebound from the upside line. I talked about this yesterday, so everything kind of is working out nicely. This arrow has to go here a little bit. So basically at the moment, yeah, everything's looking quite nice, quite positive, but I think that I need a confirmation break here. So one thing that I'm going to keep an eye on, of course, is this 164.25 territory, but I think that now a few adjustments have to be made here, and this level has to go, and I think that maybe, just maybe, if you're looking for some higher levels, then yeah, I think that this could be an interesting zone to watch. Not exactly this level, but just the area around it, and that's the 165.26 territory right here. If we push through it, then yes, I'll go for the upside again. Euro CAD, guys. Oh, and by the way, with the downside, pretty straightforward. The break of this upside line is needed, but also I would like to see a drop below yesterday's low, which is 162.25 territory. Euro CAD, guys, long time no speak about that one, but basically, yeah, a few adjustments have to be made. First of all, let me start fresh. Some of you are already seeing some of these things that I'm going to talk about, but hey, I'm still going to mention that. So first of all, we have this downside line, tentative of course, but still a medium-term downside resistance line taken from the high of the 20th of September of last year. Probably I'm going to extend it a little bit more here. From the shorter term perspective, active. We also have this little line right there. You probably are looking maybe at something else here, maybe from somewhere around here. Of course, we can overcrowd our chart with some lines here, but hey, it's not really perfect, you know, so I think this one got violated, so let's get rid of it actually. But what's interesting here for me is that we could be forming a possible descending triangle. So yeah, you can see here, so we're kind of getting into a squeeze, and according to all the TA rules, these patterns tend to break to the downside. However, until we get that clear break, and one thing for sure, of course, we would need to see the rate staying below this hurdle, because if it drops lower and just, you know, for just a little bit and then reverses back up, it's just going to be a false breakout, and yeah, I mean, there are a lot of frustration among the sellers. But that's why if we do drop below this hurdle, below this 1.3393 level, then yes, we'll start aiming to the downside, but I'll still keep everything careful, because well, this could easily reverse back to the downside. And if we were looking for some next targets on the lower side, well, I mean, a very good one, of course, is this one right here, the lowest point of 2015, and that's roughly around that 1.3024 level. So yeah, keep that in mind. Jumping back into the daily chart, and for the upside on this one, I would like to see maybe a push somewhere above this 1.3550 zone. Nice good climb above this 21-day EMA could also do the trick for a few more buyers. I'm not saying that I'm going to be very positive or something like that. No, I'm just gonna aim for the upside for a little initially for a little retracement, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll go a little bit higher, but again, initially for the upside, I would prefer to wait for a push above this 1.3550 zone. And finally, EURUSD. So yeah, drifted nicely to the downside. So yeah, my target was reached, this 1.0460, and we managed to also clear that area. And now the question is, can we slide further south? Well, I would say this way: if we continue to trade below this, not this one, but if we continue to trade below the 1.0460 territory right here, yes, we will, or at least I will continue targeting the downside. If we climb back up, I will take a bit of a neutral stand here, because for me, the upside, I would like to see maybe a push back above this, as I said before, above this 1.0636 territory, just to be a little bit more on the safe side. So yeah, guys, that's it. If the pair drifts back here somewhere, starts trading around here, I'll just observe this one, because this is not ideal for me. So yeah, so at the moment, like I said, I'm keeping an eye on this 1.0460 territory. So let's see how that's gonna play out. So guys, that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your views, your likes, guys, your comments, everything. I really do. So thank you for that. If you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, at my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.